Every month, I host a Patreon musician challenge on my Patreon. All patrons are invited to participate, where I send out a sample or a chord or a melodic idea or, use this interval or whatnot. And you come up with an idea or a fully fledged track. Usually this is a private experience for just the community, but I got permission from everybody because I really wanted to share this one with the public. They took this crazy sample of the Smiles Panavision, which sounds like this, but I sampled it when my Spotify was completely corrupting anything I played through it, so it sounded like this. That's what they had to work with, and I was so blown away by what everybody came up with. So we're going to start right at the top with Haksana's submission. Okay, who else wanted that to keep going? 7/8 drum and bass. Venetian snares would be proud. So glitchy and so well mixed. And you totally found a tonality with that one. Na, da, 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 like that. Da. Well, I hope that you'll release that one. Fuck. All right, the next submission is from AJ Adeleye. This is their first submission. the 64th notes? I don't know. They're fast. Very, very fast. Okay. Well, I love the song. The samples of me are so goofy. Oh, God. So shocking to hear your voice. Very cute. But no, the song was so interesting. That could definitely become something longer. The guitar coming in with the harmonies at the end and the pitch shifting you did with the sample, and you kind of evened it out to 4/4 was really, really cool. Starts out a little bit hip-hoppy, yeah, with the 808s, but then it turned into a rock song. Those harmonies, I love that you did that you harmonized with a sample that is struggling to have notes. Okay, next up is Kawillian's submission. It's called Carry Me. Holy shit. Okay. That was unhinged, as the Gen Zers say. The bass especially was... It's, you know, like that last section and the first section remind me of like what it would sound like if Yes were possessed. Well, that was chaotic, I would say. Very interesting and true to the weirdness of Kawillian. I was not disappointed. Okay, next up is Peter, or the God Particles submission. It's called Dark Matter Parable. Well, that was a journey. The way you're making the sample kind of talk at us and the distorted drums. I love that part. It's so cinematic, and it goes through so many different, it's almost like it goes through different genres, right? Like different expressions of this one idea. And so what Peter did that was a little different is that Peter took the sample and was inspired by the notes he heard and then wrote kind of a similar sounding melody and then played it right on piano and then the guitar and everything, but then dropped the actual sample in as well. Very creative. I could tell you had a lot of fun with this one. And I love the 7/8 groove. Very groovy. Next up is Volmar's submission, and he's a new patron. This might be my favorite one of these challenges that we've done. That was great. The Trent Reznor influence is very apparent. I love that. The drums sounded so much like decca 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 collector. The Collector. That's what they reminded me of. So that was like, oh, great. Interesting piano. Was that just like a nutso delay? Beautiful melody. I love that. That's a nice hook. And I love the distorted guitar, kind of, long, stratified melody. Moving on to John's submission. And the title is The Little Man in My Head Says Hi. Oh, and good. He has a pronunciation guide for his last name. Molyneux. Okay. Thank you. Finally, I can say it correctly. Yes. Okay, this was so great. I love how John stretched out the sample, right? Really played with our sense of time, but then settled on sort of this longer, glitched out melody and built kind of something around that of the da 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 da. And then also, I love how you kept leaving us on that unresolved chord. That one. Da, 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 just like over and over again. So suspenseful. Had a little bit of that like 80s vibe, right? Like I could see this being like in a movie from the 80s. All right. Our next submission is from Rob Granniss. And its title is The Synth Has Been Drinking, Not Me. Nice. Rob emailed me this and said, things got a little weird. I was like, good. So in this case, the sample was used kind of as a fleeting texture, right? Setting a tone a little bit, right? It wasn't the main central theme. But the theme of it being twisted was definitely preserved in the rest of the elements. Kind of like metal drums, right? Like a little bit, like slow halftime. Our next submission is Ed Hagopian, and it's called Simon Says Twitch. Nice. Oh, that turned out so good, Ed. That's sick. So groovy. That chorus section, I guess, with the kind of, what do you call those? Like plucky chords. So pretty. So unexpected. The glitch was strong with this one. I like how you sliced and diced this sample up a lot and used it very percussively, but also as the basis for the harmony too, for sure. And it's really interesting to me. We've got one more left, but I just want to say this before I forget, that every single one of you that has treated this sample as a tonal piece of the music, like it has notes, have heard it in the same exact position in a scale. Da, da, da. With this note being the tonal center. And I just find that really interesting because those three notes are also the beginning of the major scale. You could find these notes from the fifth of the major scale as well. Or in a minor scale, the third to the fifth. I am so curious about that. I was not expecting that, but I love it. It's the flat seven, the tonal center, and then the second or the ninth, which I'm obsessed with. I love the seventh too. And it makes it really easy to use in minor or major. Okay, and our last submission is from Chris Egert. Yes. That was great, Chris. I love what you did with the sample. Totally mangled, right? And turn it to this very like a creature. It's kind of like, you know, so it sounds very dangerous. You know already. I love that melody. The piano melody is so good. Killer. And that's that for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope maybe I will see some of you at the next Patreon Musician Challenge. Till next time.